All right, so I wanted to. I don't know how I'm going to start this. Let's just start by saying this is a general vlog, and this is probably going to be pretty long. So, general vlog story time. So, okay. So, minus all the weirdness that's been happening with my new house, the haunted microwave, the mixer that my husband got from the cult up the block. I still can't get past that one. Generally speaking, things have not been that great in Nachon Town. So, we're long story short, I don't see the therapist from BetterHelp anymore. I stopped seeing the therapist for BetterHelp like a little while ago. Like when I first moved here, I saw her for like a week, maybe two, and then I transitioned over to a doctor therapist who's in the town up the block. I just was up in that town like a little bit ago. So I had to go to the grocery store. So I started seeing her, and it's an online therapy thing, but she's like with a private practice. It's not BetterHelp. I'm not going to talk shit about BetterHelp because literally they were there for me when no other therapist in Philadelphia was. So that is a good thing. I'm glad they're out there. It's not the greatest service, but at least if you need it, they're there. So that is a good and positive thing. So, okay. But I've been seeing this new therapist, and we've been talking since, I want to say, since the 10th of March. I've been seeing her. And she's really nice, and I like her a lot. And one of the things we figured out is going on upstairs is I have PTSD. And I know it seems kind of like, how do you get post traumatic stress disorder from a failed IVF? It's all tied to loss. It's all tied to loss. So, yeah, so in addition to not having a kid, instead of having a kid, now we have PTSD. So, that's happening. And we're dealing with it. So, I'm on the fence about whether I want to take medicine and blah, blah, blah. My doctor is just like, look, you're in the driver's seat here. You make the best decision for what you think you need, and I will support you in that. So, and I think that's really awesome. So, I'm still on the fence about the medicine thing. I'm looking into it, and we'll see if that's like the best thing. Lately, I haven't been, just kind of wanting to lay in bed, which is a good thing. So, but having PTSD, in addition to knowing that I have anxiety, knowing that I had suffer with depression, anxiety, and all that stuff, add PTSD and kind of depersonalization into it, because a, a lot of times it's kind of weird. This is how I explained it to my husband. I sometimes feel like I'm in a movie theater watching a movie of somebody else's life, and I want to get up and leave, but I can't. So, I told that to my therapist too, and she's like, "Yeah, that's depersonalization. It doesn't happen a lot, but when I'm really like at rock bottom, I really feel like I'm watching somebody. I feel like I'm having like an out of body experience, and I'm watching somebody else's life, and I want to leave this movie, but I can't." So, we're working on these things, but it makes all of that makes wanting to dress and do Lolita and frilly things that I find fun a lot harder. It makes it a challenge to want to put yourself out there, because, as I've said, when you're dressing in Lolita, you are the thing that when somebody stepped out of their house, they weren't banking on seeing that. So, and that is a lot for people. So Saturday, I went to the Sakura Matsuri in DC. My husband and I, we had to drive over to the train station and take the train. And I am wearing my Sweetwood Lolita. If you are on my Instagram, you know what I had on. It's a big blue and white dress, lots of lace, shiny bow up here, shiny bow at the waist. And I had like this headdress, a diadem that's like all rhinestones and crystals and silver. And I just, sparkled. And then I did a while ago, I did a vlog and I showed you the wig that I was coloring. Came out phenomenal, by the way. And every child who saw me was just enchanted. They were transported. They were like, oh my God. So it was like I was telling myself, like, you look like a unicorn princess. You're just all fucking sparkly. And then you have this pink and purple hair. And all the little girls were just like, holy shit. Like, and I did like that. But again, I'm the thing no one was expecting to see. And that Sweetwood Lolita, while fucking amazing, is not what people expected to see. And a lot of people stared, and it, given what's going on up here, made my day real mad interesting. Not in a bad way. Most people were pretty chill about it. I had a couple of douchebags when I first got on the train, but then there was nobody paying attention to them whores, so it's fine. So they would just continue to be some sad whores, and it's fine. So, but it's very hard to do Lolita when you're not 100%. And I really forced myself. Like, I bought those tickets to Sakura Matsuri, I want to say back in February. I bought them joints. And I was like, okay, it's do or die. We want to do this. And the closer it got, it didn't fill me with anxiety. There were a couple of days where I was just like, probably shouldn't do this. But I did it. And in a weird way, I'm glad I did. But in another weird way, I'm like, I wasn't ready. And I didn't feel ready. And I got like all regalia-ified, let's just call it. And I left out of the house with as much confidence as I could get. And I did the best that I could. I didn't completely lose my cool, but I'm sure in the pictures that I took, it was evident that I was not myself. I already can't pose. I'm not good at posing. Like, I see Lolitas in there just like all cutesy, like, ooh, and like looking up like, and that ain't me. When I take pictures, I'm like, because I'm just bad at posing. That's why I will never, ever again. I did one fashion show. I will never do a fashion show again. Why? Because I suck at posing. So, and it is something you're like, that requires like a weird kind of talent. I don't have that talent. I can be silly. I can be like, but I can't. I literally can't be all like even when they do like headshots for opera stuff, I'd see like when I was doing the music programs and stuff, people would be all like looking all opera and shit. And then there's me. That's how I want my headshot to look like. Something crazy. Not all like reflective and like, anyway, I'm seeing the opera. Like, no, I'm like, this is going to be my headshot. So, but I'm sure you could probably see the discomfort in every photo that I took. And then it was super crowded. And I suffer from what I call people claustrophobia. I can be in a small room forever. I love small spaces. They do not freak me out. Put me in a crowd of people, and I'm just like, the fuck? So, even thinking about a crowd of people is just making me uncomfortable. Yeah. So I'm already people claustrophobic. I have all this weird shit going on upstairs, and I'm in full fucking one of the flashiest outfits I could find. What the fuck am I doing? What is happening? So, for the most part, people enjoyed the way I look. Like I said, every little girl I went past was just transported. She didn't know what the fuck was going on with her day. I just know I made her day. I made multiple little kids' day. And that actually makes me happy. So, but the stares, the looks, after not being in Lolita in public since 2020, and I do mean 2020. When I first got to Stuttgart, I met up with a couple, like 3 German Lolitas, an American that lived in Germany in Stuttgart. I met up with them, and we all went to Korean lunch. or was it Japanese lunch? I can't remember. But we all went to lunch together in Lolita. And that was the last time I was in public in Lolita. Yeah, the very last time. And that was in, I want to say, September of 2020. Or September or early October of 2020. After that, COVID lockdowns in Germany. I don't want to hear anybody whine and complain about lockdowns in the United States. They were fucking guidelines in the United States. Germany, they didn't fucking play. Germany was fucking closed the fuck down. And when I mean closed the fuck down, you could only either go on a walking trail or go to the grocery store. That was the only fucking place that was open, was the grocery store. Everything else was closed down. So I don't want to hear the whining from y'all in America. I don't want to hear that whine, because that wasn't, there were fucking guidelines. Like, basically, all you had to do was like, oh, I want to go out. You would go out. No. Bitch, Germany closed the fuck down. When we moved to Pleidelsheim, that was the day before Germany shut the fuck down. And I mean shut the fuck down. So, and I did one online meetup with them, and there was nothing else. Well, like, almost the entire time I was there. I think there was like one or two things, but either I was in the States and whatever, but that was it. And I never really felt comfortable wearing Lolita in Germany because, as I stated, if someone walks up to me and starts speaking German to me and asking me what the fuck do I have on, I can't answer that. I don't know that much German to be like, oh, I am wearing this, and this is a Japanese fashion, and blah, blah, blah. I can't answer it. So it was just easiest to just be an indoor Lolita. So, which probably, in hindsight, was not a good thing. Considering, I don't know. I was going to say, considering that we have a complete lack of confidence, but that could just be because of the other issues going on. So, it didn't help. It just did damn sure wasn't help. So, I don't know, but yeah. So Saturday, I got through Saturday the best I could. Saturday, oh my fucking God, it was a lot though. I heard a child get hit by a car or by a cab. I didn't see it. All I heard was the and then the boom, and then the lady like yelling and screaming at the cab driver, and then the ambulance and the police all showed up. I didn't see the kid get hit. I just heard it. That wasn't fun. It started storming. I am afraid of storms. That wasn't fun. My husband sent me into a panic attack trying to calm me down. That definitely wasn't fun. So, and then the piece de resistance was the train system was having an issue because earlier in the day, somebody unsubscribed to Life, let's just say, via jumping in front of one of the trains. And I didn't need that shit. I'm already going through like intense emotional shit, so that wasn't fun. And then it took like 2.5 hours to get from point A back to wherever that first station is that the Silver Line has. So it was a lot, but I'm glad I went in Lolita. It's just I don't know necessarily that I was ready to jump back in full bore into Lolita, especially the outfit that I had on. In hindsight, I probably could have worn something a little more subdued, but I had gotten that Sweetwood dress during lockdown when we were still living in Florida, and I never got a chance to wear it, and I really wanted to wear it. I wanted to wear Coloris Wedding, but my weight is kind of up right now, and I'm concerned about it, but not super concerned about it because, again, all this stuff upstairs and we got to take one thing at a time. But even if I could have fit in Coloris Wedding, something in my head was like, don't wear Coloris Wedding because it's heavy. We don't know what the weather is going to be. We don't like, and it's a cumbersome dress to wear. And I talked myself out of even trying to squeeze in the Coloris Wedding for the Sweetwood dress. And it was still a lot. It's like, it's so sparkly and fluffy, and it's very, Lolita's already attention grabbing, but that dress is extra attention grabbing. So it was kind of a lot, and I probably should have worn something a little more mild, but c'est la vie. But I wanted to feel pretty, and I did feel gorgeous. I feel like I like to say, an attaché case full of $100 bills, but I don't think I was necessarily ready. There's a Lolita picnic on Saturday in DC, and part of my brain, the part that wants to be sociable, the part that wants to enjoy going out with other frilly devotees and doing frilly shit, is like, oh, let's go. But that part of me that's kind of broken right now, we're trying to get some hot glue for that together, but that part that's broken is like, you sure you want to do this again? It was enough that we did this last week. You sure you want to do this shit again? And I'm kind of like, I don't know. So I wish I could be back to my regular scheduled program, but as my therapist said, we didn't get here overnight, so we're not gonna hot glue shit back together overnight. So there is that, but it just makes doing my regularly scheduled frilly program a lot harder. I'll talk to her and see what she says, but that's Friday and that meetup is Saturday, and I don't even know. And I think it's supposed to rain Saturday, but it's supposed to be at like the Arboretum. I don't know. So it might not be going down anyway if it's supposed to rain, because it did rain Saturday and it fucked me all kinds of up, because I really don't like storms. And then my husband said the wrong goddamn thing and freaked me out, sent me into a whole ass panic attack. And I'm like, yeah, my brain is, I'm steady trying to calm myself down, because I'm like, you can't go into a panic attack. You cannot have a panic attack right now. And my brain was like, but I'm panicking real hard. And it was like, you cannot be crying and carrying on right now. You gotta get it together. It was such a weird, my brain is such a weird place anyway. It was just a lot. But overall, I'm glad I went. I just don't know if I should have went that hard. You know what I'm saying? So that is all I have. And this is the third time I tried to do this, and I don't even know. I hope this one comes out the best, because I'm not doing this again. So there's video game stuff I want to talk about later. I still have to do my prom video before it's no longer prom season. I can get that shit together. But until I am ready to get this stuff together,